Oh my goodness, it's me. It's me. I couldn't even wait for the intro to stop. Welcome. Welcome to a very special late night stream. I have not been this excited to stream about something in quite some time. Um I've done a deep dive into this person, and at first, we're going to talk about Clavicular, the internet's favorite looksmaxer. Hard to say that with a straight face, but I, like so many of you, begun my clavicular journey by not wanting to believe that he was real, did not want to believe that he was a real person, did not want to acknowledge his popularity, just wanted to look, like looking at the sun. It's just, or maybe it's more like looking at an eclipse. Some of us want to do a Trump and just like stare right at it because, like, how can you not? But then you're like, no, I shouldn't. But I want to, but I can't. Um, no, probably a lot of us are like, this person annoys me, but I don't know why. This person is irritating. This person does not align with my values. This person seems just over the top, selfish, self-centered, narcissistic, superficial, among other sort of negative traits and kind of like disregard. And I was like, but why do I keep coming? But sorry for the cough in advance. I'm apologize for this cough. And I'm apologizing because I'm toddler maxing right now. So if I'm currently wearing a stained San Diego Zoo cropped hoodie. There's a shirt on under this. I was like, you know what, let's just go with it. Anyway, I find myself coming back to him, thinking of him, and I realize this person is old enough. I am old enough to be this person's mother. And I think Clavicular represents he's a very interesting example, and he represents a very interesting moment in time for young men, for Gen Z. Is he Gen Z? Is he technically Generation Alpha? Hold on, let's confirm this before we go any further. Is because he was born in 2005, if you can believe it. If you can believe an adult person was born in 2005, yes, he's part of Generation Z. When does let's see, what comes after Gen Z? Oh, did you know this? That Gen Z is split into 3 subgroups. Early Gen Z is 97 to 2001. Core Gen Z is 2002 to 2007, of which Clavicular is a part of. Late Gen Z is 2008 to 2012, of which my stepson is a part of. Individuals born in 2005 are most frequently categorized as he's a core Gen Z. He's the epicenter, the purest of the how fitting. How fitting for our clavicular that he is considered the epicenter or purest of the generation. I guess 2013 and on would be Gen Alpha, of which the bean is part of. Okay. Now that that's cleared up. Anyway, I find myself fascinated with this young man for so many reasons. Um, he's extremely superficial about his looks, which is such a departure from the men of my time as a millennial, certainly of like of any other generation, certainly boomers, certainly Gen X, like Gen X and millennials. If you were a man who focused on your looks and you're a millennial or a Gen X, you were called gay. You were called a fag. You were called so many insults. And that was just a normal colloquial descriptive. That's just how it was. It wasn't even a commentary on your sexuality. This is sexuality aside, right? We called them metrosexuals, which was a nice way to say kind of gay. Like, oh, you're right. And now we fast forward what? 40 years? 30, 40 years, and now we have clavicular. So I was like, why do I keep talking. I brought him up multiple times on Simcast. I'm like, he's a fascinating creature. His he has an exponential rise to fame. This is a person. I hesitant to say man because this is someone who was in high school not that long ago. He was just in high school. He graduated from high school in 2004. Like I have purses older than him, you know? Hi, push-ups. Thank you for the 5. Later on, if Tree is up, maybe she can hop on. Really? That's good to know. Tree is not usually the biggest fan of my late night invites, of my last minute live stream invites, but I will send it to her now because I love Tree of Logic. You guys should all listen to her. I'm doing a live stream about Clavicular, and I'm told you're an expert. Hop on. Now, maybe I'll have to do a whole separate stream with Tree of Logic. I love her. Anyway, I'm hesitant to say man because this is a person who was just in high school, and what they've managed to accomplish in 2 short years is really quite astounding. I'm so sorry to cough. I should have made a bigger tea, but I was already taking too long. You guys should see, I have never had this many tabs open on my computer in the history of this computer. You guys can tell I'm just so excited about this because this feels like I have to have a hypothesis. This feels like I am doing some sort of like college paper because this here is Clavicular. Braden Eric Peters. This is his Facebook page. And I'm not even one of the great deep divers of the internet, like Tree of Logic, like Some Bitch I Know, like Brittany Venti, and so many others. But here is Braden Eric Peters, Seton Hall graduate, private school upbringing, privileged, comes from money. Dad was a businessman. Mom was a stay-at-home mom. Must be nice. No, wait, that's fast forward. So here he is. Obviously, we're not friends. I will try to friend him. I will add him as a friend. He will probably not accept. He's from Hoboken. So as soon as I saw that, I'm like, how could a baby from Hoboken become the clavicular, become the I don't know, the bane and also the love of the internet? So we'll find out. So here he is in 2002, 3, 4, 5. This is 4 years ago. 4 years ago, he was taking the SATs, filling out college resumes, filling college applications. Just who is this kid? You look at this kid, like, he's a completely different person. He's just a baby. Like what he clearly, so many of us are talking about him. He must have done something right. He's just such an interesting character. And I think he's just a very interesting example of where Gen Z is at. He's very much a product of his time. So here he is on graduation day, June 5th, 2023. Again, this was just like days before my wedding. Yeah, this was like a week and a half before I got married. I remember June of 2023. It was a great time for me. I was going viral. He was graduating high school. There was no clavicular. There was only Braden Eric Peters chilling with, I don't know if it's Jesuits. I forget who was involved in Seton Hall prep. In a tie and a suit, graduating with like 20 other boys with wet, matted down hair. This was a blink ago. Here he is in 2024 with a dog maxing. Okay, starting to look like the person we know today, but still a sweet boy. And here he is really, who knows when these pictures were posted. All right, now he's starting to do selfies. He's starting to wear tight pants. He's transforming. And this was like crazy. I look at April of 2024. The bean was just born. I had just given birth. Again, Braden Eric Peters could be my son. I think that's why I feel compelled to research and figure this person out. And here he is, like, just 2 years ago. This was before, I guess, his bone smashing era, because here he is sort of, like, chubby-faced, and he's still, like, just a boy, just a kid. I feel like you're really a kid till 35, 40 years old. Yeah. And who knows? Who knows where, like, the generation is headed, right? Maybe the bean will be into Looksmaxxing, who knows? I think he's just an interesting. I went from, like despising him to being intrigued by him, and now I wanna figure him out because he is, like, he's an exclamation point at the end of a sentence. Um, if that makes any sense. No, he will not. The bean will not Looksmaxx. Yeah, the bean I feel like is gonna be a bit more, hopefully a bit more grounded than this here clavicular. I can fix him. Yes, I can fix him. We'll get into it. We're gonna get into his backstory. We'll see if he'll friend me over the course of this live stream. I doubt it though. So I've tried to pull up so much about him. Born December 17th, 2005. Known online, Braden Eric Peters, known as Clavicular. He became known just last year. Um, well known on Kick and TikTok, obviously known for being a looksmaxer. What is looksmaxxing? It's, I guess, the practice of hitting yourself with various tools until your bones break and then reimagine themselves in a better way. I guess it's sort of like working out for your face. You work out, you rep your muscles on a very small level, they rebuild bigger. That's the idea. I guess he's now doing this with his face. Known for bone smashing, known for taking steroids, lipo-dissolve products, um, which is injection lipolysis is a controversial cosmetic procedure in which drug mixtures are injected into patients with the goal of destroying fat cells. So this guy has hacked his body to the point where, like, he doesn't really need to work out or eat right or, like, do it the hard way like all of us idiots have had to do for decades, right? Like, he's figured out how to just take pills and inject things into himself so that he can just sort of, I'm not gonna say he's coasting because I don't know his day to day, but it seems he's figured out a few workarounds. He has allegedly used crystal meth to stay lean. Again, as someone who was prescribed a very legitimate Adderall prescription and took it for a couple of years, and yes, it did sort of hamper my hunger, which I didn't take intentionally for that purpose. I took it to, like, get through the day at my various boring life-sucking day jobs, but yes, it did kill your hunger, and it did help with that, and people have said, like, yeah, Adderall is essentially chemically pretty similar to crystal meth, but to, like, straight up just obtain crystal meth seems a bit intense. Um, so you're probably thinking, like, when did he sort of burst onto the scene? I should pull this up. You guys should see what I'm seeing here. Let's follow along. So he's gonna have cardio issues, basically. I mean, I hope not. I hope he, and this is his Wikipedia makes me laugh because they have his mugshot now. We're gonna get into the alligator debacle. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, chat. Okay. So he burst onto the scene in December of, like, this is not even a year ago. This is just months ago. He's only really been at the top of our feeds for less than a year, 6, 8, 10 months, right? This is why he's such a fascinating creature to me. So in December of 2025, a live strip clip of him, he hit a man with a Tesla Cybertruck. This went viral. He also did an interview with Michael Knowles. He described JD Vance as subhuman. He said that Gavin Newsom was a Chad. He as while he sort of seems to befriend and is like on the scene with the far right peeps like Nick Fuentes, like Fuentes, like Andrew Tate. He says he's apolitical, but it's like, I think he's smart enough to know like you're gonna be labeled with the company you keep. Unfortunately, that's just the deal. So Wikipedia says, like I said earlier, my dad was a businessman. That I want to know more about. Like what business? How did the dad do so well to the point where the mom can stay home and they can send little Clavicular to Seton Hall Prep? He also went to Sacred Heart, which is in Fairfield, Connecticut. Like this kid is like hovering because I went to Fairfield U, which is Fairfield and Sacred Heart were like sister schools. All the people from Sacred Heart would come over to Fairfield. So I see this, I'm like, "Oh, look at that," and they could afford to send him to Seton Hall and Sacred Heart. He unfortunately was expelled from Sacred Heart. We'll talk about that later. So, anyway, so parents, well-to-do, um, they were not a fan of his various prescriptions and pharmaceutical pill maxing, if you'd like to call it that. Anyway, so I guess and also he's autistic, so he became interested in this online Looksmaxxing community in high school, starting in high school, because he wanted to become as physically attractive as possible, and he kind of was just like a do anything person. This is what's interesting, like, what kind of an upbringing, like, what do you have to be surrounded by to start injecting yourself with testosterone at 14? And it's interesting because, like, here's an example of a kid who is, I guess you could call it like, what do trans people call it when they're, like, transitioning? They call it gender affirming, right? In a sense, he's gender affirming. He is affirming his own gender by, like, you could almost make an argument for why what Clavicular is doing is better than transitioning because he's affirming his own biological God-given gender. I'm sorry about this cough. If I had an intern, I would have him fetch me some tea or actually, I have a lozenge. Thank you to Sam Gummy Guy, but these are gigantic lozenges. I'm gonna probably choke. Let's try though, because I don't want to subject all you guys to my cough maxing. Okay. Anyway, starts injecting himself with testosterone at 14 while he's home during COVID-19 lockdowns. Makes sense. He was online. And again, this is another reason why this kid is so interesting because he was graduating he was in high school during the pandemic. So he's like it kind of makes sense. Like his awkward autistic he was shaped in his formative years by the lockdowns. Like, this is just something I'm realizing right now. 14. So how long was the pandemic essentially? Like 20 to 21 to 22. We'll call it 3 years, really. 14, 15, 16, 7, right? Like most of his high school years, he's home on lockdown, online, browsing Looksmaxxing forums, playing right while we were all deep while I was knee deep into Epstein and adrenochrome and frazzle drip and finding out the truth about all the pedos in Hollywood. Clavicular here was on Looksmaxxing forums playing Grand Theft Auto 5 and skipping online classes. He stated in interviews he would often hide his testosterone supplements from his parents, who eventually caught him, and then sent him to live with his grandmother, who's probably like my age. I want to know about his grandmother. He began attending Sacred Heart in the the fall of 2024, again, like a sneeze ago, and only lasted a few weeks before he was expelled for hiding testosterone in his dorm room. So here he begins his Looksmaxxing regime in high school, continues it through college, only makes it 3 weeks before his testosterone is discovered. I wonder if his roommate outed him. According to him, was the result of looksmaxx.org. And so here's an example, like a lot of people blame the internet, blame like YouTube for glorifying, glamorizing the trans lifestyle and convincing a lot of kids to like get into that. And well, here's a kind of example on the opposite end of the spectrum, right? Looksmaxx.org kind of conditioning and convincing autistic right? Like autistic girls get sucked into the trans lifestyle, and autistic boys like Clavicular here get sucked into the Looksmaxxing community. It's an interesting thing to look at. Anyway, so the Looksmaxx users have report him to the school's administration. He has stated that he is on the autism spectrum, though he has not been professionally diagnosed. You watch enough of his videos, you're like, yeah, homie's a little autistic. That's fine though. And then this just explains like his content, how he instructs his fans to ascend, become more attractive, gain social power and sexual prospects as a result, and to hard max. It's like it's all about like hacking and gaming the system. But what he hasn't thought about, because he's 20 years old, is like when you lead this lifestyle, which is an incredibly superficial lifestyle. And for him, like he grew up probably thinking he wasn't attractive. He was awkward, as all kids are, as all boys are in high school. Seton Hall, I believe that's all boys. Duh, we just looked at his graduation picture. It's all boys. So a lot of boys who attend an all boys high school are awkward around women. Like that's normal. Add autism into the mix and you're going to have somebody very insecure. Which used to be fine when we were growing up. We embraced our awkward years. But now their kids are medicating themselves during their awkward years. Anyone can call them autistic now. That's true. Where was I? But what he hasn't thought about, because he's 20, is like when you pursue such superficial goals and means, and he's found great success in this. He's made a ton of money for himself, like maybe $1 million at this point. He's absolutely made enough to live on. Made so much money he doesn't have to finish his college degree, doesn't have to do anything, doesn't have to like in 2026 to be out on your own at 20 years old is quite an achievement. So he's doing something right. But like what I see happening with this young lad is like what is making him money, and he's prioritizing money because it's like money is the way to power, is the way to respect, is the way to women, blah blah blah. But he hasn't thought about like or prioritize like happiness yet, right? Because again, awkward, autism, you're going to be like, you're going to do anything for that status. And it just seems like what he's pursuing for money is not lining up with what is going to ultimately be fulfilling to him or give him happiness. You're all like, duh, of course. How does he make his money? You ask. Well, he sells access to a self-improvement course called the Clavicular System, charges $50 a month for that. According to him, he's made himself infertile because his body no longer naturally produces testosterone. Again, he's been on testosterone since 14 years old. He's 20 now. That's 6 years. He started pretty young. I've heard that if you get off testosterone, like eventually your body will get back to making it itself. Who knows? I hope that for him. I wish that for him. I want him to eventually like get married and have kids when he comes out of whatever phase he's in right now. But like I'm not here to it is fun to judge. I'm not here to like judge primarily. I want to understand. And this is just more about like his background. Okay. Oh yeah, the Cybertruck thing. He hit somebody with his car. That's not. And then he did modeling. Right? This was like only February, only like a couple months ago. Remember the whole debacle when he met Brett Cooper and they're like, "Oh my god, is she flirting?" And it's like, "No, she's just acknowledging his existence. Oh, how dare she?" It was for this designer Elena Velez, who used internet micro celebrities as models, which is very smart, by the way. And okay, so they're saying that the Michael Knowles interview is notable. He's affiliated with Nick Fuentes, right? Tristan Tate, Nico, Andrew Tate, Myron Gaines, Justin Waller, right? The Heil Hitler thing went viral last year. That's when I first came to know about him. Was that like a club video in the Heil Hitler debacle? Okay. I'm gonna try to get rid of some of these tabs. I'm overwhelmed. Hi, Rhinoceros. We live? Hey, Chrissy in chat. We live. It's been a half hour. I've barely scratched the surface on this. Okay. I have to start pulling some more tabs up. So join me as we deep dive into how Clavicular came to be. Like what? It's so funny. Like it's so fascinating to me. A man who's not afraid to wear makeup. Like this would get you called gay in my day, but not. And this is my computer's struggling to like play anything from TikTok because I don't have an account. But so here we are, POV Braden Peters. Okay, some kind of a music here. Here he is hitting his face with something. Again, like does not care about any woman he's with. It's all just for show. It's like a trophy. It's like, look, I made it. Look, it's me with women. Like, am I good enough? Am I whose attention is he trying to get? And like this doesn't even look real here. This bodybuilding thing, like what? This is so gay. This is like, I'm sorry. This is again not afraid of looking like a homosexual, not afraid of looking like he has monkeypox. Well, Braden Peters to Clavicular is like standing Walter White to Heisenberg, Anakin to Vader. But people like love him. Girls go bananas for him. Well, a certain type of girl. And I'm going to mention SNL. They used to be the most relevant. Like if you were featured on SNL, you would be like, wow. It used to be like the apex of cultural relevance. Now, not so much. But he was parodied on SNL to give you a sense of his influence.
Because I'm absolutely frame mugging you into oblivion right now, dude. Check it. Frame mug.
This is so ridiculous.
I'm sorry. Wait, what is frame mugging? Dude, are you like
That's hilarious, dude.
100, bro? It means
I always love someone who says that's hilarious, but like never utters a laugh. I have no footage of Clavicular laughing. I don't think he's physically able Like, if you guys want to keep searching, I would love to find a clip of him laughing or like letting out a guffaw. I've yet to see it.
My
I don't know if this is meant to be more me.
Yeah.
Dude, am I getting SNL Max? Like,
He's like, is this me? Everything is Max. Like, you'll be sick of. I'm already sick of hearing it. Like, I was chip maxing before this stream.
gooning like a subhuman beta cuck. Meanwhile, I'm out here aura maxing like an S tier Giga Chad. Speaking English much?
Dude, fucking millennials and are such fucking retards.
Oh, millennials are retards. Excuse me. How dare you talk to your mother like that?
Because they have no culture of their own, really.
Millennials have no culture of our own. And hitting yourself with a hammer, that's having your own culture. Okay.
They have no culture. Millennials are so fucking gay.
Millennials are gay? Millennials are gay. Okay.
Yes, I actually do speak English, and that's not it.
You are a supposedly straight man who looks and acts and conducts yourself as you do. Push-ups. Dree and Venti said the Tesla incident is fake. I'm inclined to believe that, because a lot of times, you can pay for these things to hit the news, or you can put it, you know what I mean? Like, any news is good news, right? Anything to go viral ultimately. But anyway, there he was in SNL. Is that not a benchmark of something? So, okay, let me see. We talked about his origin story. Parents, right. I covered this. The parents were strongly against to the interest in the looksmaxxing and the performance enhancing substances. Apparently, they would throw away his supplies, and then he would order them again to like a separate PO box. I'm very curious about the grandma. I guess, like, was she okay with him taking testosterone? He was arrested. Okay. I'm going to click that off. All right. Should we get into the alligator debacle? I have so much on that. And then we'll get into like how he is with women, his interviews. I just like, he's so devoid of personality. But at the same time, like, he's funny. I don't know if he knows that I don't know if he's intentionally funny. Oh, okay. Oh my God, there's just so many tabs. I'm just so overwhelmed with tabs. Okay. Apparently his dad is named Kenneth. Mother's named Lauren. I don't have any other specifics on them. And like, they're not public figures, so there's not going to be much on them. Apparently his parents have called him autistic as fuck and have expressed embarrassment and had conflicts over the drugs and the supplements. Things reportedly improved somewhat once he became successful and wealthy, as they do with parents. He mentioned being sent to live with his grandmother. His parents largely stay out of the public eye. So they're not really like parent maxing, which is understandable. Okay. All right, let's get that off the screen. Oh, Violet! Oh my God! I miss you, Violet. Shout out to Violet Brandani in the chat. Thank you for the $49.99. Oh my gosh, hope you're doing well. I miss you. I hope we can do something together soon. I told you were in my dream this week. I was like, that probably means I should check in on her. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope your family's doing well. and all that stuff. Yes, Giga Girl. Oh, I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. We got some violators here in the chat too. Violet, I would love to know your take on the clavicular. Okay. All right. Let's not get distracted here. All right, let's jump into the alligator debacle. Oh, I have too many tabs. How do people do this? How does Ryan Kindle do this on a daily basis? He is someone who also has 1 million tabs open at all times. Okay. We will put up the stream because a lot of people thought that he got arrested in Florida because he killed an alligator. Apparently, this alligator was already killed and he just emptied a gun into it. Here's the unblurred video from the clavicular gator incident yesterday. It appears the gator was previously dead. They took the opportunity to just shoot at a carcass. Florida, I think Fishing and Wildlife Commission will investigate and charge. I'm not trying to like show the whole thing, but like as you can see, this is like an already dead gator. It's like they're shooting at it. It's not like swimming away or going like, ouch. So I wonder if it's still a crime, like picking up a bald eagle feather. Mishandling an animal carcass. Yes, I believe it is also it's still a crime to mess with the alligator at any point. Okay, so that is that. He's on, and also it's so interesting, like he won't do anything unless it's streamed. Like I'll cover later, he has no concept or priority for fun. Rhinoceros, didn't he admit to doing the crystal method? Yes, he's probably never seen train spotting. Yes, he has admitted to being a crystal meth consumer. And like, yeah, not ashamed of it, not embarrassed of it. So here's the T is from TMZ. Busted for battery in Florida. This came out 3 days ago. I want to call it a headshot. It's a mugshot. It's a mugshot that looks like a headshot. He's jail maxing in Florida. Oh, the puns. I got arrested in Fort Lauderdale for battery, according to the jail records. Real name Braden Eric Peters was arrested Thursday on a warrant out of Osceola County and hit with a misdemeanor battery charge. He posed for a stone-faced mugshot, staring blankly at the camera. Records list him at 6'1", 170 pounds, with the bonds set at 1,000. 6'1", 170. Like, I'm not a dude, but that's really skinny. Earlier in the day, Clavicular was seen on social media cruising through the Florida Everglades on an airboat when he saw a dead alligator and shot it up. He was hosting his kick stream on Thursday night when the feed suddenly cut out and came back online, and he was nowhere to be found. Is this a live reaction to it all?
Yeah, guys, something happened. We're gonna have to end the marathon. So we'll be back. I don't know when we're gonna restart.
The panic.
But troll, all right. My heart is racing.
Oh my God, my dear Clavicular, is he okay? Are his cheekbones okay?
I'm dead. Chat. Like I'm not trolling. Like
He's
we
dead
have to end
ass.
the marathon.
I'm not the marathon. He had a couple more weeks to go for his 30-day he did a 30-day marathon stream. That's cool. Good for him. One of his buddies hopped on camera to announce the marathon was ending early because they're pulling the plug because of the arrest. Okay, and that was the video from before with the alligator maxing. Okay. Let me get this other video up here of Benny Johnson explaining what may happen to him, because I believe Benny is a Florida man as well. Benny says, yikes. This was tweeted 8 hours ago. Yikes. Florida Attorney General reveals influencer Clavicular could face a lot of time behind bars for viral video of him shooting an alligator. Florida AG James Uthmeyer says he's been arrested. Our Fish and Wildlife Commission is deeply involved. This looks like a serious offense. At the end of the day, it could land him a lot of time behind bars. The Florida AG says Clavicular may be facing years in prison for this offense. Not that I'm wishing ill on him at all, but if he went to prison, like, wouldn't that be interesting? Could that be maybe God's way of humbling him, giving him some character building? What better character building exercise than prison? Or so I've heard. Anyway, here is a clip of Benny Johnson explaining.
And there was an influencer, Clavicular, who was caught shooting one on a fan boat.
He said that like
and
a very
the
out-of-touch
footage is
millennial.
grotesque. We've blurred it here, but we find animal cruelty to be dishonorable and to be disgusting. Nonetheless, there is this footage was all over my timeline this weekend of this influencer killing or shooting a dead or alive gator. This is, again, illegal by statute. We pulled it by the statutes of Florida. Could you please give us an update on this case? Statute 379.409, that you're not allowed to, of course, slaughter a gator with a handgun like this. What's an update here, Mr. Tristan?
Yeah, well, he's been arrested. Fish and Wildlife, the Conservation Commission here that oversees our state parks and permitting when it comes to hunting animals. They're deeply involved in an investigation. Obviously, we have the video, but we're crossing our T's, dotting our I's. It looks like a serious offense here. This is a felony. You can't just go out and shoot animals here in Florida. We have law and order. We have a permitting process. If you want to go on a
all right, is it not called fish maxing?
Gator hunt, there's certainly very appropriate ways to do that. But the imagery you see in the video is pretty careless and cocky. And at the end of the day, that might just be so stupid that it lands him a lot of time behind bars. But the message I'll send is, we enforce the law here no matter who you are. If you're an influencer, social media celebrity, doesn't matter. If you do the crime here, you do the time. We prosecute to the fullest. We don't give out special treatment. So if you're going to do dumb things, expect to get, serious results.
I believe that's called FAFO.
What?
I wonder if it would have been different if he only just like shot one bullet into the gator like his friend. I kind of don't hate how he is with women. We will get to that when we're done with the alligator gate. It's fascinating. First, we got a super chat from D74715. I think the real question is, you see it shacking. What? You see it shacking, but if the fire is apparent, do you owe the Cardozo duty? Talk about if the C matches the D. I have no idea what this means, but thank you. Like, I literally don't understand. I understand 5 words in this whole thing. Lawrence Knight. Wow, thank you for the 50, Lawrence. Woo, Lawrence and Violet are king and queens of the chat currently. Hey, Chrissy, thanks again for being so kind at the meetup and taking some time to speak with me for a bit. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Lawrence. It was so great to meet you. I had so much fun at MegaCon and at the FNT Geeks and Gamers meetup. It was so much fun. Maybe that's where I got this crazy cough from. It was just so much fun. And like, I didn't realize till I got back to my hotel room, like, wow, like we've all been standing for like 5-6 hours straight. But that's how it always goes. Like, you just get so excited to meet everybody. I believe I did the worm like I do. usually at some point. Okay. Wow. I really didn't think this through. I was like, I have a little bit of a cough, but but now it's a live stream cough. Anyway, thank you, Lawrence. You're the coolest. There's a million gators in Florida. Well, apparently you can't just shoot them up, chat. Okay. Nope. Okay, we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna go through my tabs. Anyway, so we will wait and see what happens, what becomes of him because of this alligator debacle. Wouldn't that be interesting though if he goes to prison over that? Like of all the stuff that he does, like all the extreme stuff that's part of his life, you would think that he would get in trouble for it, and it's just shooting a dead alligator. So here he is, and now there's so many clips on Twitter mainly of him explaining his rationale, like why he is the way he is with women. You know, why he looksmaxes, what he gets from that. And he's an interesting mix of like this very superficial glow up. You know, he's like every autistic boy's dream, you know, like go from like meh to wow, supposedly in a couple years, and like you're top of the food chain, making money essentially. Like he is basically the male equivalent of an OnlyFans girl, yet he will absolutely shame OnlyFans girls into oblivion. Here is one of his interviews.
What's the most black pill thing you've seen since you've gone mainstream?
Just the amount of girls from like your regular small town or like
Hoboken
in-state community college who are in my inbound DM requests trying to get flown out to Miami. You know, so
that's what's so interesting. Like I didn't realize that this is so much a part of the modern dating scene, is this whole idea of like I need to get flown out somewhere, like the globalization of dating essentially. Like you are no longer limited to whoever's at the local pub, whoever's at your high school, whoever's at your college. Even like Facebook was essentially meant to show you who's already in your area. But since Clavicular is the male equivalent of an OnlyFans girl, again, like he is doing everything he can to be like what he considers the top of the food chain, so that he gets the most power, the most access to women. But what I don't know if he realizes, he is exactly creating and exactly a magnet for the types of women he seems to despise and loathe. Like he is making himself look a certain way, earn a certain amount, make himself a certain level of fame, right? And which all attracts a certain type of woman. And then he's disgusted when he attracts this certain type of woman, like when these types of women like are flocking to him. But it's like everything you're doing is to attract this specific type of woman, the woman that like is an OnlyFans girl or like an influencer type, or literally just does social media, only cares about their looks and wants to get a guy who is rich and has status, who's also good looking. And then he's like shocked, like, oh, I don't understand why these women don't have more to offer. It's like, this is who you're attracting. But like he wants to become, because for somebody his age, he's like, this is I guess I'm doing what I have to do to be like a 1% dude, right? So with that, I suppose you attract 1% women, which like I guess that is a black pill. If the 1% of women that matches up with the 1% of dudes are like just vapid and materialistic, but like when you look at him, like he's also vapid and materialistic. So who is he to judge who he is getting back what he puts out, right? He is reaping what he is sowing. I just don't know if he's aware of this. You know what I mean? Like he goes to like he only goes to clubs to try to meet women, and it's like, go to a library, go to a church group, go to an open mic, go to a comedy club. You will meet all kinds of different women who will make you laugh, who will you'll have a fun time with, who aren't going to be like constantly checking their makeup. Like he needs to meet more. Again, I'm speaking as his mother. I would say you need to be around more like salt of the earth, real people. You need to make some blue collar friends, Clavicular. Anthony Michaels, thank you. Good topic. Feel better. Thank you. I'm very fired up about this one because I just again, as his mother, I'm concerned. Wraith Dusk, thank you, Wraith. It'd be ironic if they sent him to Gator Alcatraz. Yes, it would. That's very funny. Anyway, I love this clip and I've ruined it, so I'm going to rewind it. Well, again, it's this broccoli haircut that all these Gen Z boys are rocking. It's like this curly mop top. It's so popular everywhere. I don't understand it.
What's the most black pill thing you've seen since you've gone mainstream?
Just the amount of girls from like.
How are you shocked? How are you surprised about this? I'm sorry. Probably because he's autistic and he went from no female attention to all of the female attention.
Your regular small town or like in-state community college who are in my inbound DM requests trying to get flown out to Miami. So when you think about the globalization of dating through Instagram, it's really to that degree that people are talking about. Like it's not hyperbolic at all. These girls are DMing like pro athletes, influencers, being the most hypergamous they ever have. And
I'm sorry, you cannot shame. This is my biggest issue with Clavicular, with the Tates, all of them. They shame women. I'm sorry, like we're natural followers. Like we pick up on a need and we fulfill that need. We're natural born people pleasers. If you put a bunch of women if women come of age in a world that is overly looks oriented, oversexed, overly narcissistic, like if you basically tell women in no uncertain terms that your looks, your weight, your social media following, your how sexy you are, is the most important thing that you could possibly offer a man and offer the world, and they pursue those goals and reach those goals, they get to the point where they're like the 1% of OnlyFans earners, or they're in the top 5% like hottest women. You tell these women like, this is what men want. This is what men are attracted to. And then these women reach these goals, and then you're going to shame them? You can't shame women into modesty when this is the culture that you've created, when this is what men want. Women want to be what men want. And when men say, or they're not really saying it, but they say it by surrounding themselves with these women. They say it by flying these types of women out to be around them, to be at parties. Like that gives women the message like, oh, this is how you can climb the ranks. This is how you can uplift yourself, elevate your profile, find the best earner, protector, hunter gatherer you can, right? And then you get to that point as a woman, and then you just get shamed by all these men. They call you a whore. They say you're vapid. They say you have nothing to offer. That makes me so angry. That makes me so angry. You simply cannot shame women into modesty. That always makes me upset. All right, sorry.
Pro athletes, influencers, being the most hypergamous they
like
ever
Clavicular. If you don't want to meet and be around OnlyFans models, like what are you doing at clubs? What are you doing smashing your face? Like when you make your cheekbones your top priority, you're going to attract superficial women, okay? Whereas the people who are not afraid to have a beer occasionally and go to a comedy club will meet a woman with a good personality. Again, he doesn't know this because he's 20 years old, and I have purses older than him.
Have in the history of the world. So it's just insane how brutal that is.
How many girls have messaged you
It's
that
brutal. Oh, it's brutal. Like, dude, you're winning though. You're at the top of the food chain. You are in the 1% of dudes, which means you have your pick of women. You have your pick of the litter. And now you're upset at the amount of choice you have. You're upset that you have to comb through all your DMs, that you're literally swimming in probably nudes. You have like hundreds, if not thousands, of women at your feet, and you're like, this is blackpilling, dude. Why are you? Why have you been shooting testosterone since 14 years old? Why are you hitting your face with a hammer? This is what you wanted, dude. You could have stayed in Hoboken, and been like a cute guy and gotten a regular job, and you could have met like a nice girl, probably, if you had not gotten kicked out of Sacred Heart University for drugs. Could have been a nice girl, had a nice life. And now you're like, oh, I've done what I've had to do to be at the top of the sexual food chain. And oh, I'm just so upset at how many women like want me.
Pergamous they ever have. And
gee, why are my DMs not full of like righteous, faithful, God-fearing women? Because you're not going to church groups to meet girls. You're not in an OCIA class. You're not like, he doesn't seem to be a faithful, God-fearing man himself. Yet he is getting what he's putting out. He is attracting, he is chumming the water, but now he's upset that the fish are swimming up. Blows my mind.
It's not hyperbolic at all. These girls are DMing like pro athletes, influencers,
like
being the
you,
most pergamous they ever have in the history of the world. So it's just
I'm just upset at how women act. Again, you did not have to. You did everything you had to do to get to this place so that you could have your pick of women, and now you're just upset at the reality of being a like top tier dude. If you wanted less choice, don't focus on your looks so much. Don't be such a public figure. Like, don't make your socials private for a few years, and then see like what the quality of women you have available to you is.
Insane how brutal that is.
How many girls have messaged you that you see wedding photos on their Instagram?
I would say that one is a little bit more rare.
Or like a boyfriend?
That's pretty common. Yeah.
Okay, well, you can't shame women for that because there are probably just as many, if not more, boyfriends with girlfriends who are messaging all types of other women. Who are like, oh, I can only talk about this kink or this thing I want from an OnlyFans girl. So like, we'll call it even on that.
It's definitely a common one.
Like once a week?
Yeah, sometimes I would even argue probably closer to every day.
And you see that they have a boyfriend, like the username's in the bio, something like that?
Yeah, well, if the username's in the bio, I'll usually screenshot it and send it.
Really?
Like, Clav, you're 20. So again, like, you're all about this like women ain't shit attitude. You're incredibly narcissistic, but then like you're shocked that you attract women who also treat men in a disposable manner, even their current boyfriends.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
Almost the girl's hot. But
is he not wearing shoes at this interview? Oh, he's just got his socks out. And he's always, I wonder if this is his place. He looks like he lives in a doctor's office, like in a waiting room. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, he had like a commercial come out where it's him kind of doing a parody of American Psycho where he's doing his like daily routine. I'm like, if that's his place where he lives, like, no wonder he's kind of like this soulless, basic, like hot dude, because there's no personality like in him or in his home. No coziness, no warmth, not a photo on the wall, nothing. This could be a WeWork for all we know.
But
What's the
Just fascinating. Just so fascinating. Okay. Damn vicious. The so-called Manosphere didn't create women's empowerment. Yup. Thank you, Dan. Torgo, I haven't heard from you in a minute. What makes him clavicular? Does it have to do with his clavicles? Oh, yes, I did look up how he got his nickname. It's because of his like clavicular distance, which I guess he's particularly proud of. That's where he got his name from. Because apparently your clavicular distance is like how wide you are up top, which he uses a marker of masculinity. But I will thank you for reminding me. I will find that. That was one of my windows. Thank you on the Rumble side. Thank you, Digital Boone, for the Rumble rant. He's a this is a very good point you're making, Digital Boone. He is a product of social media and modern feminism. All youth treat each other like their next meal. God does not exist with our younger generation. And that is what I really hope changes, is that people need to and this is Holy Week. I'm going to be a full-blown Catholic on Saturday. Very exciting. But I just went to my first confession today, and because it's called Reconciliation Monday. And a few people in my OCIA group were like, okay, we're all going to go. This is going to be our day to go. I had never done a confession before. I was super anxious about it. I was like, do I know the wording? Do I know what to say? Do I know the choreography? Like, is the priest going to be able to see me? Is he going to know my voice? And it was actually like so much of a better experience than I anticipated. And like, I went in there, and they do have a little piece of like laminated paper with kind of what to say. And you go in, like, I said, like, like, it's my first confession. But usually, if you had done it before, you'd say it's been X amount of days, months, years. So I guess you're supposed to write down and keep track of your confessions. Anyway, and I didn't want to overload this man with like my lifetime of sins. So I just kept it to like the basics, because I know it's not supposed to be like a therapy session. And like, while the priest was responding to me, like I just like started to cry. Like, it just was like, and I am someone who like, I will kind of cry at the drop of the hat, because I think that's a strength. I think like you don't want to have such a thick skin that like it takes so much to find like your vulnerability, right? But I know it's easier for me to say as like a woman. Like, men have to kind of wear more of this daily armor, and feminists too. And anyway, so like he's responding to me, and I'm just like crying, and it's just like, because people said like you really feel, when you go to confession, it's like this amazing thing. You can feel a difference right away. And I was like, is that really gonna happen? That sounds like a lot of hooey. But I like couldn't help it. Like, I'm just like, the tears are like just pouring down. And he said, like, just do 3 Our Fathers. And I was like, oh, I know that. Like, that seems reasonable. That seems like, okay, that's not so bad. And then I just like went out into the pew and said them. And I'm like crying still, like crying. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I have my head down in like the kneeler, and the tears are just like falling on the ground. And I'm like, oh, like, mop this up. What was the point of this? Oh, I just didn't expect to cry that much. And after I left, like, yeah, I did. It's not that I had this feeling like, oh, I've never sinned. I'm like this perfect angel. But it was this feeling of like, oh, the weight. There's like a weight had been lifted. And also my chest felt like it was being like cracked open, in a sense. Like, I felt extremely present, extremely clear. And that was cool. I talked to my friend Erica about it, who's experienced in these matters, and she's sort of like my do I call her a mentor? I don't know. She's holding my hand through this process, and it was just a very cool experience. And I think these things are good to do. It's good to be God-fearing. It's good to it humbles you. You got to just check in with it regularly. That's what they say, go every Sunday, right? Anyway, I don't know how I got on this tangent Rhinoceros. Oh, because we're saying, yeah, Digital Boone said God doesn't exist with our younger generation. And I can tell from all these clavicular videos is that God is what's missing from his life. That's why he's got no joy behind his eyes. That's why he's got like everything seems boring to him. That's why every woman seems boring to him. He's bored with everything. How terrible. And you're like at the very start of your life. You're 20 years old. You have your whole life ahead of you, and he's already over it. Like, I feel sad for him. Rhinoceros says, could you imagine Clav works construction after jail? And he asks the foreman how a hammer works. Oh, that would be so funny. Yeah, I think a blue collar job would like be just what he needs. He wouldn't have to like shoot himself. He could like actually grow muscles instead of like shooting himself with stuff. Derek C, is this the dude who hits himself in the face with a hammer? Yes, it is. He looks maxing. D74715. Welcome to the church. That a girl. Keep it up. Oof, it was humbling. It was very cool. And anyway, oh yeah, I shared that story because I'm like, oh, this isn't bullshit. Like it's you get out of your faith like what you put into it. Like if you're humble and you really try to open yourself up to be closer to God, like you will get those rewards, and you will be pulled in. God will also want you to be closer to him, but you have to be honest with yourself. Wraith Dusk, I'm so proud that you're about to join the Catholic faith. God bless you and your family. Because thank you, Wraith. It's exciting. But like also nerve-wracking. I was so nervous for this confession. I don't know why. But then the priest didn't even see me. It's like we were standing, we're sitting at this thing, and I looked through. It was almost like a laundry vent. Like the slats were angled down, and like he couldn't see me. I couldn't see. I knew exactly who he was, but I don't think this priest knew who I was because he's never heard me talk. K Max, thank you, buddy, for the super chat. Looksmaxxing in men should be what, Chrissy? Not makeup, but grooming of some sort. What should men do without going overboard? I would say showering, brushing your teeth, flossing, getting regular haircuts. Like for men, the bar is, I think, pretty low to like look good. Like a regular haircut. Like if you want to dye your hair, sure, but like I don't think that's as important as just like a good style for your hair. Wearing clothes that fit you. If they're stained, if they're messy, if they're ripped, throw them out. Like just keep up with your stuff. Make friends with your tailor if you're going to like, an event or something. I would say in terms of the nether regions, like that is up to whoever your significant other is. But again, I would say just like clean and tidy. Yeah. Not much. A moisturizer, like throw some moisturizer on your face. Nothing crazy. Okay. Gosh, where was I? I wake up. Wraith. Yeah, Wraith could give you hair tips. He's got quite the head of hair, like almost like a lion's mane. Wraith has great hair. He's saying condition it properly and maintain it. Yeah, like same for women. Like you guys are lucky because you caught me on a day where I have washed my hair a couple days ago. So this is like looking okay for me. Like you guys, it'll eventually get unbrushed and gross looking. Anyway. Okay. And like clavicular is someone who wears makeup. All right, let's go to the next clip because I think clavicular is like kind of hilarious when it comes to his dealings with the opposite sex. Because again, he's like, oh, why do I keep attracting the same type of woman? Or maybe he doesn't even see the patterns at this point. He probably just maybe he just thinks all women suck because he hasn't met, I don't know, a quirky musician or a funny stand-up comic or like, I don't know. a neurotic nurse who he likes. He's just meeting OnlyFans girls because he just goes to clubs. So here he is. Oh, this is so funny. This is to go off of his previous point of how he is basically like, he gets a boyfriend in his DMs like every week, like, hey, my girlfriend, I guess, messaged you or hooked up with you, and like, I'm the boyfriend. Like, how, why boyfriends? Why? If you lost your girl to Clavicular, like, just call it a day. Why do you have to acknowledge him? This is only going to like inflate his ego even further. But here's an example of a guy coming up to him and admitting like, my girlfriend was sucked in by your essence. By the way, these two gentlemen do they not look exactly alike? Did they not come out of the same 3D printer? Same exact hair, same shirt, basically same height, same like baby soft, moisturized, hairless face. Is this just the look now? I don't know.
That was my girl. We went downstairs, Sammy. Going to hickey on tonight.
That's your girl?
Yeah. We literally just got back together. That's crazy.
Oh, that's not your girl anymore, brother. I hate
I'm
to
already
break it to you.
knowing. Yeah, I'm already knowing.
But why are you making a big fucking deal about it? Getting all
No,
upset?
she just told me to come up here. I'm not getting upset. I just told her to fuck off.
Yeah, bro. Seems like you're doing that. But
What a bizarre interaction this is. Like, is he just using this as an excuse to meet this clavicular guy? That's what it looks like to me. First of all, this man is wearing a necklace, like a woman's necklace, has dainty features. Looks a little gay to me. But again, I'm a millennial. Everything is gay to me. He goes from like, oh, that's your girl, almost sounding sorry, and be like, well, he's not your girl anymore. And he's like, why are you getting all fucking mad about it? And he's like, I'm not mad. And then he's like, I just want to shake your hand. Ugh. A little cucky to me.
That was my girl. We went downstairs, Sammy. Going to hickey on tonight.
that's your girl?
Yeah. We literally just got back together. That's crazy.
We literally just got back together. Okay.
That's not your girl anymore, brother. I hate to
I'm already
break it to
knowing.
you.
Yeah, I'm already knowing.
Like, think you should be so lucky and grateful for me, Clavicular, because I am the one who showed you that woman is not worthy of your hand. Thanks, bro. Thanks for showing me that this girl is not my girl. If it weren't for you, I would still have a girlfriend, but I'm so glad you exist.
But why are you making a big fucking deal about it? Getting
He's
all
not making a big
upset?
deal. He's just walking up to you with a calm, collected voice and going like, just letting you know you made out with my girlfriend. He's probably like crying inside.
She just told me to come up here. I'm not getting upset. I just told her to fuck off.
Yeah, bro. Seems like you're doing that. But nice to meet you too.
He's like, what just happened? They're both autistic. Whose parents' boat is this? Where's the lifeguard on this boat? What an odd interaction. That's all he has are odd interactions with people. I can't get enough of it. Okay, here he is on an interview. This is just fascinating, isn't it? Thank you, Torgo. Oh, sorry, I did that one. Very awkward, wasn't it? Very awkward. Like no one knows why they're talking to each other. Okay. Clavicular says that going to a pub, having a beer, and watching sports is one of the worst things you can do. Engaging with people in real life, there's really not that many people that are worth interacting with, I would say. But look who you surround yourself with, Clavicular. Most people have completely misprioritized lives. The average person you meet is like an enjoyer of sports who drinks beer. Like, let's go have a beer at the pub and watch Sunday football. And that's the worst thing you could do. You should be on PubMed reading studies, how you can Looksmaxx. Most of humanity is sort of enslaved to these consumer habits that prevent them from ascending. Okay, I agree and disagree. Like every once in a while, he will make a good point, but then it's surrounded by this you're 20 years old, right? And your like scope of experience is itty bitty. People have a drink and watch sports on the weekends because they work their asses off, many of whom in like hard labor jobs, and they need to blow off some steam and do something that they like just enjoy so that they're not like wound too tightly, unsmiling, unlaughing like somebody I know. Like, yeah, you don't want to do too much of that. Yeah, it's good to have goals, but it's also good to just like be a human being every once in a while. But Clavicular has no time to be a human being. He's all goals, all money, all the time.
What's the value there? I mean,
in engaging with people in real life.
yeah, I mean, there's really not that many people that are worth interacting with, I would say.
What do you mean?
Like, most people are extremely jester.
Like they're funny, or like they're just
They're jester. He says this with a straight face. Like, this is how people talk.
Just have completely misprioritized lives. I would say the average person that you meet who's like an enjoyer of sports, who drinks beer, for example.
How far apart do his legs need to be? Is this really necessary, Clavicular? Like, do you really need to be sitting like this? Why you need to be like showing full sack to the interviewer? Like you're like fully wafting your genitals into his area. Like, why are we sitting like? I'm not saying you have to cross your legs, but like this is a bit much on the manspreading.
Drinks beer, for example. Let's go have a beer at the pub and watch Sunday football. Like, that's the worst thing that you could do. Like, you should be on PubMed reading various different studies on how you could looksmax.
You don't think there's any value in like social interactions with people?
I wouldn't say people in general.
People. Of course he doesn't feel this way. Look who he surrounds himself with. Like, he's not meeting anybody different. Anyone who's going to give him an interesting like perspective on life. Like, again, and you get that from working a real job or having roommates or like traveling the world even.
That there's certain people that you could certainly learn from, but the average person that you encounter is literally like Ladaring, watching like a
Ladaring, lay down and rot. Again, I would say like he's confusing this from like, yes, sloth is bad, but people need to decompress after they, because people have kids, they have a full-time job. Some people have ailing, elderly parents that they have to take care of. And he has not had any of these things. So he's just like, I don't understand why all these people are tired and need to relax. Like, he has none of this real life shit happening to him yet. Because he's 2 years out of high school.
Watching like a baseball game.
So you think most of humanity is sort of like enslaved to these consumer habits that prevent them from ascending?
Yeah, I would say that's correct. What's the value there?
Like, just know he's fascinating. He's like a robot. Like, if you told me that he was an Elon Musk like prototype, I would be like, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Here's another exhibit A. Clavicular forgot he was wearing sunglasses, apparently accidentally leaked an upcoming sex tape with an OnlyFans girl. But here's the thing. You hate and despise OnlyFans girls. What are you doing? But he constantly surrounds himself with them. So he's confusing to me in that way. And you're doing a sex tape with an OnlyFans girl? Like, that's going to send mixed messages to these so-called superficial horrible women. Oh my god, hopefully I'm not dying of this of tuberculosis or whatever the hell kind of cough I have. Okay, anyway, here he is with some girls that he apparently hates.
Are you maxing right now?
Oh yeah,
Are you
this
face
is
masking?
you.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Showing like a naked video to this girl and this girl just to make them all feel competitive.
What, you don't want to watch it? Just look. Just watch it.
My god!
Oh my
She was
god!
fire, yeah, you're fire. You were good on the sticks, I remember.
Oh my god, just turn it off. Just turn it off.
Oh, you don't want to say?
Just turn it off.
Yeah?
That was fire though.
Yeah, well,
I was doing a good job.
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
Yo, that's crazy.
Okay, let me ask you something really quick.
Okay. Oh man, I hate these OnlyFans girls. He does this, I think, for again status. Like he doesn't actually like these women. I don't think he has any genuine connection to anybody. People think, oh, he's gay. Maybe it's the autism, but he's just doing this to impress other men. I think he is doing this for status, which isn't that what like the Andrew Tates are all doing too? Again, he's 20. He doesn't know who he is yet. He's just like, I guess I'm doing what works. So in a sense, he's really no different from an OnlyFans girl. Here he is. Clavicular thought this biological woman was a lady boy. So he really is like acts like a predator, and she's sort of like, okay, going along with it. But like what he does in this video is extremely creepy and rude, and he's just allowed to get away with it because he's like, oh, I'm a cool dude.
But you're a lady boy. No shit.
No. I can confirm.
It's her community name. Move that. Let me see your con. Out.
Let another man see your content.
Hey, move it.
That's cool. I'm gonna keep it moving.
He's like, are you about to hook up with her? Like, I'm gonna leave. This is awkward.
Move it over a little bit.
Like at this point, she should be like, yeah, she's trying to figure out like, is this man hitting on me or like just objectifying me for the camera? That's what's happening. Like he is trying to seem cool to the viewer. He doesn't care about this woman, obviously.
I can't see.
Let me put my phone into your crotch. And like again, this woman is like, I'm a woman. I'm a people pleaser. Like, when is he gonna stop? Oh, he keeps going. Like, she should have been like, okay, back the fuck off. But again, she's probably also 20 years old and has problems. Like a lot of women standing up for themselves. Oh yeah.
Hey, yo!
Like he's over here like an amateur gynecologist, and she's like, can someone help? Can somebody stop this?
Hey, yo!
Yeah, I think you're good.
Oh, okay.
She's a chick.
Okay. With the flashlight. I thought he was putting his camera there. He could have been. Who knows?
Nah, mate, yeah, we all good.
She's a chick. He says without a smile or a laugh. Like he could have made that funnier.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just trying to make sure, Trying to make sure she was a chick.
There we go. He makes the black guy laugh. Again, he's just looking for validation. Because the moment this black guy laughs, then he smiles and he feels comfortable. Very interesting.
She's a chick. You know what I'm saying? Nah, chill about that.
He just needs friends. He needs to surround himself with better people. That's what I want. That's what I want from my son, Clavicular, here. Let's move on. Exhibit D. Right. He could have said something funny like, oh, she had an incredible plastic surgeon. Yeah, good example. Okay. Here he is with another woman. Again, like, oh, my DMs are full of these women. Like, yet you continue to invite them on streams and do content with them. And here's a woman like putting it all out there, literally trying her absolute hardest to like win this man's affection, and he can't be bothered to even like look at her, or smile. I think he feels awkward by this, and she's like either pretending or actually blowing him. I think it's pretend because like you don't see the shirt move up at all.
Just tip $2. That'll work. Tell the bitch off camera. That'll work. And show the boys her
I think. Okay, now she's lifting it up a little bit. Who knows what's happening?
Zoom that in. Zoom that in, boys. Yeah.
Again, this was like 5 seconds. So who knows? This could have been pretend. Oh, I look like I'm blowing him during the stream. Oh, I don't understand all these women. Ugh. What do all these girls like? So girls in lingerie keep showing up wanting to blow me. I'm such a victim. Why can't I meet a nice girl? Because you're like, oh, just, rent a mansion and fill it with girls that you hate to shoot content. Rinse and repeat. This is kind of a funny clip. This is like where you almost see a glimmer of a personality. Oh, thank you, Digital Boon, for the Rumble rant. Matthew 13:44. The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field. When a man found it, he hid it again, and then in his joy went and sold all he had and bought that field. Ooh. Right. Yeah. When you it's about like once you find that relationship with God and you feel that it's real, you're like, oh, this is the most important thing that there is. Okay. Anyway, Clavicular makes an entitled blonde woman pick up Pokemon cards after she littered them. First of all, I love that he is showing up to the clubs with Pokemon cards. That is great. That makes me feel like there's a personality in there somewhere wanting to get out, because guess what? You bring those same Pokemon cards to like a MegaCon or like a meetup or an FNT meetup. Guess what? You could meet a girl with a personality. But he won't do that because it's not his crew. And he is afraid to go outside of his comfortable little bubble.
Why do you have him?
Some guy just gave him to me. I don't know, I was. Why would you go ahead and do that? How are you gonna pick him up?
I don't have to pick him up. I don't have to anyway.
I just picked him up because they were on the floor.
Alright, let me pick him up.
He's like, again, it's all performative. Like, yeah, I made this girl pick something up from the floor. Looks at the camera.
Why would you go ahead and do that?
It's all performance.
I don't have to pick him up. I don't have to anyway.
I just picked him up because they were on the floor.
Alright, let me pick him up.
See? Look, you got that camera. You heard that, viewing audience. I'm the man.
Hey, listen, nobody likes an entitled content.
And like this whole video is about this. Like men who have had their hearts broken by women, or wow, this reminds me of an ex-girlfriend. This reminds me of my ex-wife, somebody who like stomped on my heart. And wow, look at Clavicular putting her in her place, calling her a cunt. Wow, he's a hero. That's who he's doing it for. Much like Pearl, much like all the red pill people, they've cultivated this audience primarily of like men who hate women, who rather than, like move on and make themselves vulnerable and open to a relationship again, would rather just like put a Band-Aid on and stay in this community of men who like high key hate women and like are expressing it at every turn. Again, he doesn't care about this woman. He doesn't care about any of these women. It's all a performance for the viewer because he knows what his audience likes. And he has access to so many women. He's like, oh, I can just be rude to any woman I want because I know I'll have like 500 women in their place.
Pick up your litter. Pick up your dog. Pick up your dog.
Oh, I'm trash mogging.
Why are you giving it to me? It's not mine.
Oh, now he's just being like obtuse.
Why are you so entitled?
Again, he's like not listening to her, doesn't care about this woman. It's all for this moment where he can call her a cunt and call her entitled, because then he knows his audience goes, yay! That's the thing I couldn't say to the girl who broke my heart. Like, I can't get away with this, but you can. Wow. The viewer is able to live vicariously through Clavicular and be like, wow, like that's me being rude to this hot woman. It's like the classic, like, I'm hurting you before you can hurt me, or the pigtail pulling. Content. That's his whole life.
I'm not trying to be, but like you telling me to
Like, she's trying to have a genuine human interaction with him. She's like, explain this to me. Like, what? She was, I think, just trying to be fun and flirtatious. And he is just like, how can I set you up to look as bad as possible so that my viewer can be like, oh, Clavicular. Oh, yes. You're such a Chad.
Well, I mean, you're the one who threw him.
These aren't my cards.
Because no one else on this boat has the ball.
Oh, they're making it. He's making it about the cards so he can like have one up on her. Oh, you're a bitch. I got to call you a bitch.
Sorry?
Because no one on this boat has the balls to do anything but suck up to you.
What, suck up to you? Like, what? He has no like experience or perspective in life. Like, you don't know this woman. Just because a woman is pretty does not mean they have lived their life on easy street, as a lot of men like to say. It does not mean they have had everything handed to them. It does not mean they are entitled. It does not mean that this woman, like you, Clavicular, was born to rich parents and went to Seton Hall Prep, they could afford a private school education for you, tried to send you to college, but you got expelled in a couple weeks. Like, you don't know this chick. Maybe she works at a Jimmy John's. Maybe she works the friggin' night shift at a hospital. This whole I'm so tired of this. And like, women don't like this attitude of like, oh, just because you're good looking means your whole life is easy and you don't have any problems. And like, it gets old real fast. All it does is impress like other surly men. Exactly. She's just trying to have a conversation. She threw cards and he will not let it go. This entire clip.
You're not being a bitch to me, you're just being a bitch. I don't give a fuck.
You're not being a bitch to me, you're just being a bitch. You just exist. You're a pretty woman who exists, which means you're a bitch, which means I need to degrade you for my paying audience. He's so insincere. He's not even a real person. There's no personality here. There's no experience. There's no person here. He is a shell of a person. He's like he's a puppet. He's just a marionette. He's just saying the things that he thinks people want to hear. Stop being an entitled brat. She's like, what are you talking about? Well, I just told that girl off. How is he any different from a superficial woman who disregards a man for not being tall enough, for not being rich enough, for not like showing up with flowers in a fancy restaurant? You are an OnlyFans model, Clavicular. You're as vapid as the women that you despise. And it's this vicious cycle. Like that's all he attracts. No, we get it. You love him. I know. I'm obsessed with him. I just want the best for my son. And I just see this pattern. Forming. Rhinoceros. Is anyone else seeing Jeff Steen 2.0? Oh my gosh. Maybe. I mean, he's got a lot of money, a lot of influence, a lot of access. This is funny. From Jack Mac, how to tiptoe Max, according to Clavicular. Again, this could have been such a funny clip. Well, Clavicular has no sense of humor. So he blows this opportunity to be funny. And he's basically talking about like how to convince a woman that you're taller than you are by walking on your tiptoes. It's so funny. I'm just thinking like if I were in this position, like how I would make this so much funnier at this moment.
Let's say you hype max, you get a girl, you bring her home. How do you get away with, like, because you're gonna drop in height?
Right. So what you could either do is you could wait until you're in the bed to kick your shoes off, and that way she won't be able to perceive.
She won't know how tall you really are. Just keep your shoes on until you get to bed. Like a woman is not going to know you're wearing platform shoes.
The height, because you're.
I guess if they're drunk, they won't.
What you could either do is you could wait until you're in the bed to kick your shoes off, and that way she won't be able to perceive the height because you're laying down, you're horizontal.
Oh, wow. Great
if you
point.
are forced to take off your shoes for whatever reason, you can sag your pants down so that they conceal your heels, and you can tiptoe max.
You say this with a straight face. Yeah, you could tiptoe max. It's called being on your tippy toes.
But let's say
and the interviewer is responding with a straight face too.
The former relationship with the girl is
not like you can't stay. The interviewer's like, you can't stay on your tippy toes forever, Clavicular. Give us a plan.
Matter then?
It almost is like a fun game, like seeing how long you can be away with it for.
How long do you think you would, let's just say, different Clav, this streaming thing isn't happening. You just meet a girl when you're hype maxing. How long do you think you could theoretically get away with hype
10
maxing
minutes.
before being caught? Forever?
Forever.
To ever get caught.
with the same woman?
Yeah.
You should, so like, she would know.
His lack, like he's maybe a sociopath, like not a crack of a smile, not anything. He's saying with a straight face, like, I could be on my tippy toes forever and a woman would never notice. Like, have you ever been with a woman? We notice everything.
No, I'm extremely like tactical with it. So I would, like, for example, if you put like a book.
It's like a kid. He sounds like a little kid here. Like, I'll be on my tippy toes forever. No one will know.
You know, sort of like just popping out from the underneath of your bed.
All right.
And you take your shoes, you like stand up and use that as like a vantage point.
What?
Okay, yeah. Let's say
just nonsensical. But again, yeah, interview is doing the yeoman's job. Tiptoe maxing. Isn't that so funny? It's no longer tippy toes. It's tiptoe maxing. And again, this could have been such a funny moment. But Clavicular does not know how to be funny because he doesn't have any like perspective in life. Unfortunately, like sometimes it takes going through tragedy, something bad in life, to be funny. Not that I want anything bad to happen to him. I don't. But he's just so young. He hasn't lived enough life to like have any real wisdom yet. This is so funny. I love this clip because he justifies ending this interview because the interviewer doesn't ask him how he can looksmax, which means like Clavicular is perceiving this man to be not good looking, not gay at all, right? Perceives the interview to not be good looking and is shocked. Like, why aren't you asking me for looks tips? Why aren't you asking me how to be more attractive? It's just so funny. Like, not everyone fucking cares about that. Like, is their top priority, dude. Thank you, Digital Boon, for the Rumble rant. So how do you combat this sort of entertainment? How do we bring... Oh, this is actually a good question. How do we bring men and women back together? How do we re-incentivize genuine non-internet culture engagement? I think it starts by sort of gently poking fun at someone like Clavicular here, who's like a cartoon character. And I think the people who have real successful relationships, I think the married people in this world need to like speak out more, I guess, or talk to single people. I think single people need to seek out married people for advice, not influencers. Seek out, again, someone who's been married 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years, an old lady who's... If a young woman is like, I need to meet men, talk to an old married lady. And same with guys. If you are taking dating advice from a single, possibly gay, autistic 20-year-old, that's not good. Like, we don't need a 20-year-old to tell us what pair bonding is. it sounds nice for the clips. It's going to impress the Andrew Tates of the world. But like you are, again, this is the same argument I make for Pearl. You are not helping anybody with this content. This is narcissistic content. He's doing this to pat himself on the back. He's doing this so that the Andrew Tates of the world, the Nick Fuenteses can be in his team. Like, good for you. He's doing this for his own glorification. He's doing this to just legitimize himself, to make up for it. Like, we're all insecure. But his content is just to like fill that deep hole inside himself. He's not trying to help somebody pick a better mate. Shaming women and calling them all whores is like helps nobody. So I would say, does the answer lie in content, like different kinds of content, or does the answer lie in not content? I'm going to think about that for a while I play this clip.
I think people probably want to learn about you, and that was what I was trying to give you the opportunity to do.
Well, I know. I think that's totally fair, and I applaud you for that. But not one, question about Looksmaxxing.
There's been so many questions about Looksmaxxing. I probably asked you about Looksmaxxing like 40 times. I just don't know the specific science. I'm not in the community.
He's like, yeah, but I think you're ugly, interviewer, and you haven't asked me, the great clavicular. Banicula, you haven't asked me, the great clavicular, now how I, the interviewer, can be more attractive, because you have cornered the market on being attractive. You are the ultimate authority on how to be attractive, 20-year-old boy, man.
Okay, well, I mean, like, if
he actually gets offended about this and concludes the interview. I have to rewind it. I'm just too fired up.
I think people probably want to learn about you, and that was what I was trying to give you the opportunity to do.
Well, I know. I think that's totally fair, and I applaud you for that. But not one, question about Looksmaxxing.
There's been so many questions about Looksmaxxing. I probably asked you about Looksmaxxing like 40 times. I just don't know the specific science. I'm not in the community.
Okay, well, I mean, like, if you were to ask about like something in regards to hair loss, like, there's really nothing.
Hair loss. Slyly letting this interviewer know, just letting you know, buddy, like, you're losing your hair. You should have asked me how I can fix that. Guess what? Not everybody is like, has their hair as their top concern in their life. Maybe he's got a wife. Maybe he's got kids. Maybe he's got ailing parents. Maybe he's focused on his job and doing a good interview. Yeah, how can I fix my bald spot, Clavicular? Help me. Clavicular, you're not like a balding man. You're not like famous for having hair plugs. Why would he ask you about that?
Sure, hair loss.
You see what I mean?
You're telling me what you're trying to get me
to what to ask. So when you wake up every single morning and you take a look in the mirror, you're 100% satisfied.
Again, telling him he's ugly. Like, you shouldn't be confident in yourself, interviewer. You should be ashamed. You should be self-conscious. I am giving you a D+ in looks. Here's your chance. I'm the great Clavicular. You could take out a pen and paper and get free tips from me. But no, you're not taking advantage of all this. And he like calls him ugly in the process.
With every single thing. Is that what you're talking
about?
And
then the legs are open so wide. Why do the legs have to be so open wide all the time?
Wide with every single thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, dude. All right. Well,
he's so offended. He's so offended by this. He's so offended that a man who he deems so much less attractive than him, like, would dare be satisfied with their looks. Is called having like real life priorities and real responsibilities, Clavicular. When you get past the age of 20, I hope you eventually learn that like life is more than just being pretty for the camera.
I guess that's just, if you want to be completely disingenuous, that's fine with me. I guess there's just no point to.
He's so offended to the point of like, it's like you called him the N-word. He's like, I have to leave. I have to leave right now.
Continue.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And he's probably like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yep.
All right, thanks, guys. No worries. Yeah, no, everything's fine.
Everything is not fine. You're acting like a diva. The gay assistant comes out. Are you going to tell him that he's not attractive with his ripped jeans and his tight pants and his bald head? You're not going to tell this guy how to deal with his hair loss?
Yeah, no, everything's fine. We're all good. Yeah.
Everything was not fine. Isn't he an interesting character? Zato, thank you for the I'm so sorry for all this coughing. This is unacceptable. Yeah, I agree with Clavicle and all these Playboy playmates and such who I know will love me. Just haven't had the opportunity yet to find out what they're missing. Cold porridge, hobbling, Handmaid's Tale. Yay. Thank you, Zato. Tight pants, points hardly renowned. There's more to life than being really, really, really ridiculously good looking. Like, he's honed his attractiveness, but to what end? I think he didn't think thoroughly about like what to do with all the attention once he got it. What to do with all the women once he got it. Oh, shame them, make content, make them feel bad about themselves. Kind of like what the Whatever podcast does. And we're kind of noticing a trend here, right?
Something that I utilize.
Okay. Oh, yeah. The cough. Okay, we'll click off that tab. We did that. Okay, I want to make sure I play. Okay, yes, game maxing indeed. I want to make sure I play all these clips. Okay. Here he is again. I think this is that same interview. This is before he's so rudely not asked about how the interview can be more attractive.
Something that I utilize for my work, for my content, because I can't really like function around people too well or be super.
Autism. I'll play it again.
Something that I utilize for my work, for my content, because I can't really like.
I can't
function around
people. I can't function around people. So, but you're a content creator who's constantly around people. There's a conflict here. Like I have thrust myself into an industry where I have to do what I'm not comfortable with. Like he frames himself like he's this master of the universe, but he can't get through a night of social interaction without drugs. That's the example you want to set for people. You're like, look, I'm this 1% guy, but I couldn't get here without all my pharmaceuticals.
For my work, for my content, because I can't really like function around people too well or be super entertaining in my sober state.
What drugs do you? Can't be entertaining sober. No, and you're definitely not entertaining.
Find help you the most?
Pregabalin.
Pregabalin.
Stimulants, I'd say.
Yeah, so just drugs that keep you up, basically. Make it easier to talk to people and do your job.
Pregabalin's a little different. It blocks certain neurotransmitters that are excitatory, right? So your glutamate, and that causes.
Yeah, he's definitely not excited. I haven't seen like any clip where he's excited about anything. He is like sociopathically not excited. So I don't know. Maybe these drugs are not the answer, bud.
Social anxiety, right? By blocking.
I'd rather see socially anxious clavicular. Like that, you know what socially anxious people go on to do? Be comedians. I don't know, maybe be politicians. Not saying you need to be a politician, but like I prefer comedians. Develop a personality. Not this person who's like dead inside, dead-eyed.
Right. So your glutamate, and that causes social anxiety. Right? By blocking that neurotransmitter while the drug's half-life is active, now you're like in a low inhibition state for, the 6 to 8 hours.
I don't know. Why not just have like a drink?
something that I utilize for my work, for my content.
So he's got to do all these drugs just to be around people.
While the drug's half-life is active, now you're like in a low inhibition state for, you know, the 6 to 8.
Yeah. In my generation, we used to call it having a drink or two. But, you know, the youth, they've got to complicate everything. Okay, more clips, more clips. Hello, Night Pride. I saw your video on toasters and moose. What are you toasters and moose? I actually was part of the film crew that made that video. Nice to see it's still around. What are you talking about? What do you mean toasters and moose? Night Pride, don't leave me hanging on this. I can't for the life of me. Was this like a Travel Channel thing from years ago? I'm baffled. Okay. Toasters and moose. He's an op to turn young men gay so they don't get too right wing. That's an interesting theory, Sam. Like, I don't know, do the men in the chat, do you look at Clavicular? Does he make you want to be gay? Like, for a gay man, he's certainly around a lot of women. Here he is with another woman that he can't stand for content. Who's like adorable. All these women have been adorable.
I know what you mean.
What?
Oh, this is when he does the Burger King test. He'll like have all these women on again. He's always peeking at the camera. He'll say like, I want Burger King to see their reaction, to see if like, I guess they're superficial or not. They're superficial if they're anti Burger King and they're chill if they're pro Burger King.
You don't want to get Burger King.
What do you mean?
You want to like do it.
No shit, I want to fucking do it, but of course, I want fucking Burger King first. What do you think that's
Are we
something like?
actually gonna get Burger King?
He never says this looking at here's more autism. Never looks anybody in the eye, but he's always looking into a camera. It's like the most insincere person. But he's 20 years old. He has no clue who he is. Never looks at this woman. Just talks to the camera. I get it. You have to cheat to the camera a little bit, but like have a human interaction for goodness sakes. This woman is like dying for some eye contact. She's like, okay, she knows she's on camera, but she's like looking at him in the face. He can't even be bothered to look this woman in the eye.
I know what you mean.
All right, here. Okay, in
What?
the beginning he is. But then the rest is like ham.
You don't want to get Burger King.
What do you mean?
You want to like do it.
No shit, I want to fucking do it, but of course, I want fucking Burger King first. What do you think that's
Are we
something like?
actually gonna get Burger King though? Like,
What the fuck? I care about Burger King more than I care about some random fucking bitch.
some random fucking bitch.
Again, this is all a performance. Like, I'm going to get points from my viewers by calling this pretty girl a random fucking bitch. Like, I don't know. I feel like you're going to repel any genuine good woman with this behavior.
Bitch.
I would trade you in a second for a Whopper.
Are you serious?
She's genuinely hurt by this comment. And a real person would say, I'm sorry. I was just trying to be funny. And then he like doubles down. She's like, really? Me over a sandwich? He's like, get out of my sight.
Completely.
I know what you mean.
I mean, is this who he really is? Or is this just a performance? Like, are you actually a dick, Clavicular? Or is this just you play one on TV? And you still have women lining up for you because your money, you got some money, you got the followers, and you're on the scene. He's very skinny, by the way. Again, he's doing all this hacking, life hacking, pill hacking, like barely working out, extremely like anorexically skinny. Here he is repping 70 pounds on a chest machine. Before getting arrested, Clavicular hit the gym for the first time in months after coming off supplements. Like, this person does not work out. Look at this. I feel like his arms are going to snap off. He looks like a little high school boy trying to use the weight room. And like, that's kind of what he still is at the end of the day. He's just still a high school boy, but like with $100,000 a year income. Sorry, I don't know who this guy is. I've been talking for almost 2 hours and you don't know who this guy is yet, deranged lunatic. Okay. Night Pride. I'm still waiting for you to tell me what Toasters and Moose is. Okay. Let me blow through some more of these clips here. Oh, this is quite the clip. This is Clavicular, basically. Like, he will shame a woman who dabbles outside her relationship. Like, he'll absolutely despise a woman who hooks up with him that has a boyfriend. But here he is, intentionally tempting and baiting a woman with a boyfriend to like kiss him and give him more attention. He's a dirty dog.
Pussy when you did that. Your pussy.
He's like, I saw your pussy. He's just trying to humiliate and degrade women at every turn.
What's up? How's it going? Oh, you're Nate's girl again.
You're Nate's girl, so he's gonna spend extra attention on her to make her attracted to him so that he can make her look bad. So he can get attention. Like, yay, all women are sluts. Let's never try again. Let's be gay. Let's be gay and shoot testosterone.
Miami 10, you're talking about. Clav.
Oh, Sophia.
Sophia. Where do you find you?
Braden Eric Peters.
Where do you find you? The Miami 10 you're talking about. Clav.
Oh, Sophia.
Sophia. Where do you find you?
What?
Where do you find you?
What?
Where did Nate find you?
Oh, the chin grab. So he's giving this girl eye contact only because he is trying to seduce her to make her look bad. Where did Nate find you? Chin grab. And she's already like giving him too much. Like leaning over two women to talk to him. I would be like standing back and like make him come to you, girl.
Where do you find you?
What?
Where did Nate find you?
I don't know.
You DM'd him or something? You from there? Okay, what part? Brickell?
No, like Fort Lauderdale.
What do? You work or?
What do you do for work? She's like, quick, what to say?
What do? You work or?
I do social media.
I do social media. What does that mean?
Social media. What do you, OnlyFans?
So OnlyFans? That's great. She's like, yeah. I do OnlyFans.
Are you big on there?
I just started like 2 months ago.
I'm so sorry for you. I wish I met you 2 months ago.
Oh, I wish I met you 2 months ago. Shaming women for doing OnlyFans while simultaneously rewarding women who do OnlyFans. Make it make sense, Clavicular. And she goes, oh, like, you hurt my feelings, bro. He don't care.
How much you make?
He's like, great. I made you feel bad. That's my goal. How much do you make? Setting her up again to look bad.
How much do you make a month?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Because my agency is like.
My agency. So she's already like one of these women's, like Holly mentioned, whose agency is like absolutely taking advantage of them and taking all her money. Very predatory.
Doing it, like,
They just take all your money?
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Wait, how old are you? Like,
You look 17.
16.
Are you actually? Oh, me too.
I so many opportunities for him to be funny, and he just drops the ball each time.
I'll put my number in.
Give me your phone. I'll put my number in there. So I can have a lame time with you somewhere.
Let's do it. I'm ready to do vice versa. I love your dress. Thank you so much.
And he's like, you're somebody else's girlfriend. Let me like put my hands in your cooch. He's like, mission accomplished. I made her look bad. Lady 0, clavicular 50. Hi, Night Pride. Toasters and Moose is the name of the old people band that sang the song Taste the Biscuit. Oh, it's recorded in a Google store. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's amazing. That's so amazing that you were part of that. That's something me and my husband like sing to each other all the time. Taste the biscuit, taste the goodness of the honey sauce. I almost want to hear more about this. Uh-oh. Okay. All right, thank you. Zato, is Clavicle the son of Greg Opus? Who knows? Maybe. Anyway. I think I showed. I'm gonna have to do a part 2. I still have so many videos. So much more to talk about. He's such a tune in for part 2 soon as we do ClavicularCast part 2. We've been going over 2 hours already. This is this is fascinating stuff, right? We're figuring him out. Okay, thank you so much to everybody in the chat. Thank you to the Rumble ranters, the Rumblies, the YouTubers. Love you all. And if there's any fun like clavicle videos you want me to have in part 2, send them my way. Thank you, Digital Boon, for one more Rumble rant. Hope you get better. Drink some tea. Oh, I need some tea and I need some sleep. Love you all so much. This was so fun. And we'll see you next time. Bye.